Classic Brazilian novel comes to comics. This is my review of The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. So my fiance is Brazilian. I always try to learn about her culture and language. Her favorite book is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And this is the graphic novel version of that book. I actually enjoy learning a lot about cultures in different languages. It's part of why I started Black Panel Press. I started actually translating from French. And we have the original Portuguese version of O Alchemist in the house, but it's still a little bit beyond my level of Portuguese. So I was excited to find out there's a graphic novel version that the author himself endorsed. First of all, let me preface this by saying this isn't a great translation. Some of the phrases are a little bit awkward and there are some spelling mistakes. As an editor, that can get on my nerves a little bit, but it shouldn't dissuade you from reading this book. It's a classic of Brazilian literature. So just imagine that you're having a conversation with a friend that doesn't speak English perfectly, and maybe that will help you feel a little bit more comfortable reading this book. As for the art, you might have guessed it's not really my style. It's a little too polished and overworked for my taste. If you read any of the books I publish, you might get the sense that I like things that are a little bit more organic and rough, but I grew to appreciate Sampier's artwork throughout this book. He's worked on DC comic books like The Joker and Superman. He's a big fan of action, and even when I was reading superhero comics, it was really more Marvel, not so much DC. There's definitely a different style. So anyway, compared to those works, there's not a ton of action in The Alchemist, but Sampier makes up for it with attention to detail in the objects and environments he illustrates. So the main character, Santiago, is a young Spanish shepherd who dreams of romance, riches, and adventure. Pretty much all the things that young men dream of. When an old clairvoyant and a mystical king promise him a path to treasure, he sets out to travel the world and fulfill his destiny. In the book, they use the phrase personal legend a lot, which can get a bit annoying because it just doesn't sound right in English. Could have been substituted with destiny, but the best thing to do is just try to overlook all of that. The story is about the search for meaning and life's purpose, and for me it was a little bit also about patience and perseverance. Despite all of its strong points, I admit I felt a little bit dissatisfied with the ending because it makes some of the story just unnecessary. If you can get a copy at your local library, it might be worth checking it out, but otherwise I can't really recommend buying this version of the story. Based on the universal praise of the novel, I suspect a lot of what made it special is missing in this version. That said, I did find myself going back to it a couple of times and finding it pretty charming. The novel's available in English if you feel up to reading that, or you could wait for the film to come out. It stopped and started a bunch of times, but you never know. Last I heard, Idris Elba might be starring in it, so that would be really cool. I'd love to hear what you thought about the book if you read it, so feel free to leave a comment below, whether you love it or hate it. If you want to pick up a copy, you can find a link in the description below. It'll be an affiliate link, so we'll make a small commission to help support the channel. This video is, as always, sponsored by my graphic novel publishing company, Black Panel Press. We do international graphic literature, or as I sometimes say, comics for bookworms. So head over to blackpanelpress.com and use promo code Alchemist for 15% off your order. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get notified when our next video drops. Thanks for watching.